Confidence killers. Kill them before they kill you. Confidence killers. To tell you about what this is, a while back I actually got cold. I'm having a lot of warm water for the last couple of days here, and I'm sneezing a lot, coughing a lot, and it reminds me a couple of months back I was in Rishikesh, and while I was in Rishikesh, I got to know this story that there is this group of people, 4 friends, who sat on a boat, and they had they got intoxicated for a night, and whole night they were just rowing the boat to get somewhere in the river. And they were singing some, Kishore Kumar song and Lata Mangeshkar song. Whole night they were having a romantic mood, and one friend in the front left, one friend in the front right, and 4 friends were rowing whole night. And when the morning came, they figured out they were exactly stuck at the same place. They didn't know why. And they were looking at each other like, why didn't we move? And there was a small priest who was passing by, and he told them, Bhai, rassi kholo. This rope is tied. What I found out is there are some ropes that we have that keep us stuck. What if there is not just one? What if there are 9 ropes that are keeping you stuck to the pillar of frustration, comfort zone, fear, hesitation, procrastination? And because of that, your boat of finance, your boat of leadership, your boat of purpose, your boat of friendship, your boat of relationship, your boat of energy is not going anywhere, regardless of how many podcasts you listen to, how many YouTube videos you watch. And that's what I started figuring out a couple of years back, because confidence killers are killing you. So the next couple of minutes, you're about to receive these 9 confidence killers and how they might be affecting you on a daily and regular basis. Now, before I talk about these 9 ones, I just want to quickly share with you that how I found out about them is I was born and brought up in a small town called Shiliguri. Growing up, we didn't have much. My father worked for Indian Railways. My mother was a homemaker. And for many years, this is me in my father's second-hand Bajaj super scooter. This is the Railway Colony Quarter 68B and 68A. And that calling bell that you see out there, like if you pressed it in the rainy season, it used to get electric shock right there for you. That's where I came from. And to make it even more difficult for me, that was me. I was bullied in my school days by an English teacher. For 4 years, he used to abuse me in front of everybody. He used to humiliate me. And those scars, those wounds became a part of my inner identity. Fast forward everything till today, like from that bullying, in the last 14 years, I've had the privilege of training over 1 lakh corporate leaders to become powerful speakers. I've shared the stage with John C. Maxwell. Thank you. And there is nothing special about me. It's just that I decided to cut those 9 ropes. And what I want to give you right now is I want you to be open-minded to see if these ropes are existing into your life. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner, you're a politician, you're a CEO, you're a corporate professional. It doesn't matter. This might completely change your life. I call them the confidence killers. And here they are, one by one, because of which and they can't achieve that elite life. The first confidence killer that a lot of people have is, I feel I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Have you ever said that to yourself? Raise your hand if you ever said that to yourself. I'm not ready. Yeah, thank you. I'm not ready to give this speech. It kind of looks like this. I'm not ready to ask for the promotion. I'm not ready to start the business. I'm not ready to speak in public. I'm not ready. I want you to think about it, how that's affecting you right now in your relationship. I'm not ready to have that difficult conversation with my wife, even though I've been itching to have that for the last couple of months. I know it's going to make us, come closer. I feel I'm not ready. It's a poison. It's a confidence killer. Confidence killer. Kill them before they kill you. The second confidence killer is, what if I fail? What if I try something and that fails? What if it looks kind of like this? What if I present my ideas and the leadership doesn't like it? What if I ask for the raise and they said no? And that's why people back off. What if I fail? What if I ask that girl out, ask that man out, and it fails? That fear of failure stops most people from moving forward. There are so many amazing speakers here. I'm sure there are many more sitting in the audience who are saying, I should be on that platform. You're right. But one thing that stops many people is, what if I fail? What if I go for that, it fails? If you overcome that confidence killer, that's going to change your life, because confidence killers, kill them before they kill you. The third one, for those of you taking notes, is, I want to take action, but. They have a big but all the time. I want to take action, but there is always a but. But I'm too old. But, there is too much happening at work. But it feels overwhelming to change my habits. But think about it. How many times have you said that on a phone call, via WhatsApp message, an email? I want to say yes. I want to say yes to the job promotion. But what if people find out that I'm not as qualified as I position myself as? What if I fail? And, I want to take action, but. The fourth one is I need to think about it. This is my classic. For many years, I had this hesitation in myself. I need to think about it. I need to think about it. Sochte hain, sochenge, dekhenge. I need to think about it. I need to think about it. I need to think about it before I say yes. I need to think about it. I need to think more about it. I need to think about it. And it becomes like a brain tattoo in people's mind, like a chanting that they do all the time. I need to think about it. I need to think about it. It kind of looks like this. I want to join the program, but I need more time to think it through. I want to join Unity, but I need more time to think it through. I want to make that investment, but I need to analyze a bit more. I need to analyze more. I need to analyze more. I need to analyze more. And that mind becomes too analytical. It can't take decision anymore. We have decision fatigue. A lot of the trainers, a lot of the people that I train now, we find out they are having decision fatigue for many, many years, and that's why they are stuck. This is a study by Harvard research that shows that overthinking wastes 46.9% of your working day. So if you're awake for 16 hours, most people waste 7 hours a day on average. And I need to think about it. Let me think more about it in overthinking. Are you making that same mistake sometimes? You might be a millionaire, you might be a multimillionaire, you might be somebody who's just starting in their career. I need to think about it. It's killing a lot of people's lives. It was killing mine. Number 5 is I can't decide without talking to wife, talking to spouse. I need somebody else's approval. I have seen that, especially I am a Bengali, in my community, Bengali community, this is a typical thing. I have to talk to my wife, I have to talk to my husband all the time. And what I found out is that many of my friends who always say I need to talk to my wife, I need to talk to my husband before making a decision. They don't make a decision. A couple of years later on, when they regret about it, they always blame the wife and husband. Because of you, I didn't do it. Seek support, not permission. Seek support, not permission. If your wife wants you to win, if your husband wants you to win, why would they say no to your growth? They wouldn't. I would love to take the offer, but I need to discuss with my spouse. I'm interested, but I need to run it by my brother-in-law, who's an expert in everything that he has never ever done. That's what they say a lot of times. Think about it for a second. I found this funny photo. Imagine for a second, Steve Jobs is sitting on a boardroom and they're discussing about how to take Apple to the next level. What if Steve Jobs said, this is amazing. I love the vision, guys. Let me go talk to my wife about it. Let me talk to my son about it. Let me pray to God about it. No, he was a decision maker, and that's why he's somebody a lot of people see as role models. Does that make sense to you so far? Yeah? Number 6, I need to think more about it. I said 6 months down the line that I want to think about it, but I need more time. I can't take decision right now. Give me a few more weeks, few more months. That's what people think about it all the time. Need to think more about it and more about it. Or sochne do, bhai, or sochne do. Let me just make all my hair grow, gray, and then lose all my hair, and then lose all my life. I need to think more about it. I just saw a funny post. There's some skulls were there found in the ground, and it said that, I think yesterday somebody forwarded to me. He said, these are friends who are still thinking about going to Goa. They're just thinking about it all the time. That's number 6. Number 7 is, I'll do it on January 1st. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'll do it on January 1st. My favorite time. Why? Because something new is about to happen. And you know what I'm talking about? All the gyms offer the premium multi-year package knowing that you're not even going to show up on 1st February. Yes or no? That's what happens to a lot of people because they think there is something special about it. It's like I'm going to start my fitness routine on 1st January. I'm going to work on my personal goal on 1st January. I'm going to waking up at 5 a.m. in Brahma Muhurta. I'm going to read the Bhagavad Gita sloka on 1st January. There is nothing special about 1st January. It's today. Number 8, I don't have the money. Oh, the money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I know I want to do it, but I don't have the money. I don't have the money. Tony Robbins says something very beautiful for those of you taking notes. It's not about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness. It's somebody in your family met with an accident and it required you to come up with a couple of lakhs, couple of crore rupees instantly. You'd find the way. You know why? That family member is important to you. Most people, their goals are not important. That's why they keep dealing and use their money excuse all the time. It kind of looks like this. I want to join the course, but I don't have the money. Yet, I bought a brand new flat screen TV. I want to invest in coaching, but I don't have the money. Yet, I bought just a car to keep up with the Joneses and the Kapoors and the Bajajes. For the Bajaj, yes, I'm talking about you. People want to keep up with everybody in the society. And that's why it's not about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness. And the 9th one is I'll do it tomorrow. Pakka, promise. My brother has mental retardation. Some people call it mentally handicapped, mental retardation. A lot of difficulties at home between my parents, him, I. So a few years ago, I was sitting on a bench just like this outside the medical facility where we were doing the treatment for him. And as I was sitting down on the bench, a small girl named Nikita came and sat beside me and said, "Hi, are you a patient?" I said, "No." She said, "Oh, I'm a patient. I'm here for my treatment." I said, "Oh, what's your name?" She said, My name is Nikita. I'm from Nepal." "What's your name?" I said, "My name is BISHAL. My brother is a patient." And she rolled off her sweater and she showed me her wrist. It had some slits. I said, "What happened?" She said, "I tried killing myself a few times. I have personality disorder. I don't want to live anymore. That's why my mother brought me here, so I can live." I said, "Good to meet you, Nikita." She was 12-year-old. Fast forward for the next couple of months in that medical facility. I don't know if you have a mentally challenged person in your family or friend circle. People have a lot of empathy when you know that there is another family who's going through the same challenge. Just like when somebody dies, you empathize with people whose family members died recently. So we became like a family of 35 families in that medical facility for the next 1 month. Sometimes they would cook for us, we'd cook for them. And I remember one time Nikita came and said, "Hey, do you know a place where I can order some butter chicken from?" I said, I'll order for you. She was new, and I ordered for her. And next morning, Nikita's mother came with a 500 rupees note and said, "Oh, this is the money." I said, No, it's okay. We became family. And the day I was coming back from the medical facility after discharging my brother, I remember Nikita came to me and we sat in the same bench. She said, "You're going away tomorrow." I said, "No, today." She said, "Oh." She said, "You're like my elder brother. Can I call you brother? Can I call you bhai?" I said, "Yeah." And then she said, Can I get your cell phone number?" And I'm very skeptical about giving my cell phone number. I said, "Yeah, sure." I gave her my number. I said, "Why?" She said, "If I ever feel like I want to end my life, can I call you?" I said, "Yes. I'm your bhai from today. You can call me." Came back home. Yeah. Came back home. Couple of months later, she called me on my phone. I was doing a public speaking training session for via Zoom, and I said, "Oh, man, I'm going to call her tomorrow. I'm not ready. I'm going to call her tomorrow." 5th July. Then she called me again. And for the next 2-3 weeks, she kept calling again and again. I said, "This is weird." I felt a little cringy. I said, "I'm going to call her back. She doesn't understand what." I was traveling one day and then I realized, oh, shit, I didn't call Nikita. I took my phone, I called Nikita's number. The number you're trying to reach is switched off. Nepal's number. I went on WhatsApp and I sent a voice note. "Nikita, Bishal here, your bhai. Sorry, couldn't talk to you, sister. Call me back." And it said last seen on 5th July or 7th July. I kept calling. Then I remember, oh, I have Nikita's mother's number. Yeah, so I just found her. Nikita's mother called. Nobody picked up. A couple of days later on, I was just walking and Nikita called back. Picked up the phone. "Hello, Nikita, Bishal." "Haan, kaun?" It was a male's voice, man's voice. I said, "My name is Bishal. I met Nikita a couple of months back. Is she there?" I'm her brother. She said, "Well, you don't know?" I said, "Don't know what?" Nikita ended her life 2 weeks back. Because I said I'll call her tomorrow. I'll always have a tomorrow to call her. Nikita died for me to realize tomorrow can cost you a lot. People die, opportunities die, dreams die, because somewhere in your life you might be saying, just like I was for many years, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to make the call tomorrow. I'm going to send the pitch tomorrow. I'm going to send the email tomorrow. I'm going to ask for the thing tomorrow." And that tomorrow becomes never for a lot of people. That Nikita, that girl, taught me that lesson. So You might be thinking, what's the way out right now? Okay, Bishal, I understand these are the 9 confidence killers. How can I solve this problem forever? Well, I'll do it tomorrow, cost me a lot. What I understood is there are 2 specific solutions, and one thing because I'm running out of time, the one thing I do is what I want you to take a 30-day confidence killer detox challenge. By raise of hand, how many of you want to know more about exactly how to take that? Yeah, thank you. 30-day confidence detox challenge. This is something I tell people in our program. I give them like a checklist like this, like 9 list, and day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and I tell them to write success if that day you did not use any confidence killer, and failure if you somehow unconsciously used a confidence killer. And I tell them to do it by 10 p.m. every single night for 30 days. Is going to change your life forever. Because 30 days of you tracking, you're going to figure out, oh my God, I'm using number 2, number 7, number 9 every single day. This gives you awareness, and most people lack awareness, and because of which they're watching a lot of stuff, but they don't have anything. They don't have the solution because they don't have the awareness. Number 1. Number 2, solution. This is something, and by the way, these are some other people who constantly do it all the time. This is a part of our program that we do. And the second thing I learned from W. Clement Stone, who was a billionaire in 1960s, I think. I heard the story from Jack Canfield, who was, W. Clement Stone was the mentor of Jack Canfield, who wrote the book Chicken Soup for the Soul. W. Clement Stone had one 3-word statement that he repeated to himself 500 times a day. He said, anybody who joins our company as a staff, as a team member, we tell them this statement, you can't even come join us until you actually repeat to yourself 500 times a day and make it a brain tattoo. Do you think it's going to help you if you learn that 3-word statement right now by a raise of hand? Would that help you? That one statement that he said is 500 times a day, and that is do it now. You are standing in front of the mirror, say do it now. You're standing in front of the elevator, do it now. You're taking the bath, do it now. If you just say it again and again, again and again, in your mind, again and again, again and again, it becomes almost like a brain tattoo, a subconscious reprogramming. Before the pitch, you're going to say, do it now. Before the interview, you're going to say, do it now. It's going to take over, and it's going to change your life. And that's what I have been doing in my life as well. So I can guarantee to you that if you do it now, you will have more confidence. If you do it now, you will make more money. If you do it now, you will grow in your career, your relationship. Everything is going to transform if you decide to do it now. You're going to have more enjoyment. You'll gain more recognition and respect. And that's what happens. So whether it's the bench in the hospital or the boat of 4 people rowing all night, remember, there are confidence killers that are holding you back. Because confidence killers, kill them before they kill you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.